finally doing the Shithole Countries book tag. I was tagged like 4 or 5 weeks ago by Books by Leynes, and now I'm finally doing this tag. So the tag was originally created by Diana in Color, and I absolutely love her channel. She's amazing, and she wanted to basically create a tag that featured books and authors from the so-called shithole countries that Trump called in a meeting in like a couple months ago. So I really wanted to do this challenge, but I really wanted to find books that I thought were interesting and unique and different from the other book recommendations that have been going out for this tag. So I will put both their videos down below if you want to check out what their recommendations were for this tag. And yeah, I'm just gonna get started. So none of these books I've actually read, but I did a lot of research in trying to figure out books that I would want to eventually check out, and these are some of the books that just sparked my interest that I wanted to share with you all. The first book that I want to talk about is The Kindness of Enemies by Leyla Abuela, and this follows our main character Natasha, who is a half Russian and half Sudanese professor, and she starts to grow this relationship with one of her students named Oz, who is doing a research paper on the Muslim leader who led the anti-Russian war during the Caucasian War. And as he begins his research, he kind of realizes that he is a descendant of this leader, and she gets intrigued by this and kind of gets wrapped up in the eccentricities of his story and his mother's story, and they kind of develop this really unique relationship, and Natasha has to come to terms with her Muslim heritage. And it just sounds like a very inspiring and interesting read. I don't know a ton about a lot of the topics discussed in this book, so I find it very interesting. I've heard a lot of great things about Leyla Abuela's writing, and this is a book that I definitely want to check out very soon. And the next book is The Book of Memory by Patina Gappa. And this book instantly struck me as intriguing. This book follows an albino woman who is in a maximum security prison in Zimbabwe, and she's been convicted of murder. And basically, during her conviction, her lawyer recommends that she write everything down as a way to prove her innocence. And as she begins writing down her memories of this tragic event, she realizes that she killed her adopted father, but she's still coming to terms with why she doesn't feel any remorse for this murder and what exactly that means. So this is a book about her coming to terms with her memories and dealing with this event and what's going on. And it struck me as interesting. I've never read a book that is from the perspective of an albino character, and I hope that comes through in the story. And it just sounds very interesting and intriguing, and the setting also really interests me. I'm just really excited to get into this book eventually. I like the idea of struggling with what's fact and what is actually instilled in our memory, and it just seems like an interesting topic, and I cannot wait to dive deeper into what the story has. And the next book I want to talk about is Freshwater. This is a debut novel by Akwi Emezi, and she is a Nigerian author. This I have an art copy of, but it's already published if you want to check it out. I think it came out February 13th, but I'm excited to finally get to this book. It sounds so amazing, and I'm really excited to finally get to this book, hopefully in the month of March. This book follows a young Nigerian female who's described as having separate selves because she was born with one foot on the other side. The book, I think, follows her from when she's a young girl living in Nigeria, and then it also follows her when she moves to America to pursue a college degree, and she is tragically assaulted, and how that kind of severs her personalities even further. And I think the book really focuses on how she kind of hides these traumatic incidents through these different personalities, and it seems really intriguing, and I'm just interested to see how these personalities are portrayed in the story and how this main character comes out at the end. So the next book is actually a poetry collection that has been on my radar for quite a long time, and it's called Teaching My Mother How to Give Birth. This is written by a Kenyan-born Somali poet, Warshin Shire, and I cannot wait to read this poetry collection. It just seems really stunning, and she uses her language to capture the intimacy between her mother. I don't read a ton of poetry, but this is one that I really want to check out. I also recently picked up the book Stay With Me, and that has really sparked an interest in learning more about marriages and how they are represented in other cultures. And that got me interested in picking up The Happy Marriage by Tahar Ben Jalloun. And this book follows a couple. So this book is broken up into two parts. We follow the marriage from the husband's perspective in the beginning, who is a painter but has recently had a stroke and has been paralyzed because of it. He blames his wife for his decline and blames her for the stroke and also the fact that he feels like a prisoner in his own home. And the second half of the book, we get the perspective of the wife's take on the events and what's going on, and we see this very drastic understanding of what's actually happening. So we have to, I think the book is about really looking at the two perspectives and finding the fault in both of their stories, and also discovering the actual truth behind the story. So it should be an interesting read. I love the idea of having two unreliable narrators telling their sides of the story, and the reader having to kind of parse through all of the knowledge and figure out what the truth actually is. So also another great book that I cannot wait to check out. So those are all the books that I wanted to recommend to you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not going to be tagging anyone because I'm not sure who hasn't already done this tag. But if you want to do it and you're inspired by these books and want to recommend your own books, please do the tag. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to check out more recommendations. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.